Mill City Boxing. We got my guy on right now. You know what I'm saying? GT the Great. Now go ahead, GT, as you were saying. Go ahead. So basically, you know, you've been around the camp, and you know, like one thing I do know about you is that you are a very loyal guy. You're very a hardworking guy. When you're dedicated and focused on something, you locked in. That's one thing I do know about you. You know what I'm saying? If there's a task at hand, you take it serious. You're not with the bullshit. Because I tried to pull you out of your element so many times. Gigi, come on, come with me. You like, no, Zab, I'm not going with you, Zab. I'm in the gym. We do what we do, but outside, I'm not going with you, Zab. I was like, all right, cool. I got that. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? But you went through a lot of adversity over here. It looks like from the turning of your professional career, you know what I'm saying? It looks like, you know, you had to make some other adjustments in between, and then, you know, life kicked in. Life kicked in, and you said, you know what? Let me put my heart to the side and stop the bullshit and go back. And you went back. Now continue from there.
Yeah, so I was so I was able to see you know, those years away from my big brother, mentor, to you know, on the outside looking in, from being on the inside looking out, you see different things. You get a whole different perception. It's a whole different vantage point. And I just seen that you know, he wasn't right. He wasn't right for me at that time, you know, because he wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? Now I know that he wasn't right. I didn't know back then, you know, the reasons why. I wasn't mature enough to know the whys he was like he was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now I do. Now I understand fully. And so it was just little things, like, just for an example, I never forget this, man. We was and you remember the you know, the barbershop we used to go to on Martin Luther King on the west side in Vegas?
Yeah.
Mike used to go to.
Max?
Yeah, Mac
Mac
Barbershop.
That's my guy, man. I spoke to Mac the other day too. Big shout out to Mac.
Yeah, so when we it was one day, it was me, Leonard, and Floyd, and he was in his first Benz, and I'm in the back seat, and I think he forgot that I was in the back seat, and we driving, and Leonard in the front passenger. This is Leonard Ellerby we talking about. Shout out to Leonard too. I'm glad he made the move, and hopefully he gets treated the way he's supposed to be treated over there, because Leonard know what he been through, and Leonard was a great person. He been there from day one. He deserved everything.
Hey,
Leonard should have hold on. Leonard should have 9 figures minimum, man. Leonard should have 9 figures. Man, that man made $1 billion. That man made $1 billion, man. And I don't think he gave him more than 2 million total for his whole life. And this I ain't gonna say who told me this, but these are just things that but anyway, back to what we were saying. What happened with, I was sitting in the back seat. We pull up to the barbershop, and we pulling up to the barbershop, and Floyd say, "Hey, Leonard, I want you to get GT." We was about to fight in Grand Rapids. He's like, "Leonard, I want you to get GT a real tough, hard fight, somebody that can almost beat him." So I'm in the back seat like, nigga, do you know? Did you forget I'm right here, nigga? Did you forget I can hear you, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you serious? So out of the car. So look, what Floyd don't know is that, or he forgot, is that, you know, I was elite in the amateurs. You know, I won the Pan American Games. I won by a score.
Judah, nigga.
Yeah. Look, I come from the '96 era. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a baby then. I was the youngest on the whole Olympic team as an alternate. Yeah. I was just turning 17 years old, and so I got all that knowledge and game from all y'all, the Fernando Vargas, the Tarvers, the Hughes, the Ronald Sims, you name them. You know what I'm saying? I got all that, the Eric Morrills. So I was sitting there soaking up all that game. So I got that game, and then I kept going. I stayed around 4 more years because I was only boxing a year before y'all had did that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even in the sport 2 years before I was on the Olympic team with y'all. So I had to stick around. I couldn't turn pro with only 1.5 years of experience. So I stayed around 4 more years, and in those 4 years, you know what I'm saying, I was the man. Now, I started off as the man that was gonna be anyway. So in the Pan American Games, I beat the top competition. I beat the Cuban world champion. I won a whole tournament by a score of 55-13. I barely got touched. Cuba won 10 gold medals out of the whole tournament. It's only 12 gold medals, and I was the only American to get one. So what Floyd forgetting is that I was elite, and it ain't nobody you can put in the ring at 2-0 or whatever we was at the time that's gonna be able to beat me. I'm gonna fuck dude up. Just like if you put Shakur in there with somebody when he 2-0 and you trying to make somebody find some pro that's gonna be able to beat Shakur. No, he gonna find a way. Like you put who Andre Ward in there with somebody that's gonna try to he gonna put the he already fought that top level competition. That's easy work for him. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing. There's nobody that can beat you but yourself. You know what I'm saying, at that level. So when he said that, it really hurt it. But I kept it in the back of my mind. I shoved it back like, man, it's your big brother, man. He slipped up. Sometimes he's a hater. Sometimes he's a lover. You got to just deal with it. You're in a position where you can turn this into something. So where should I go from there?
His name is Gerald Tucker, guys. Gerald Tucker. Look him up. Look him up. I see guys in the comment like, who is this guy? His name is Gerald Tucker. Look him up.
Let me see. So that's just to give you a little just like a little taste of what I had to deal with. You know, dealing with Floyd. As you know, being under his wing. There's a whole bunch more, but that's kind of that stuff I'm gonna keep to myself. It's too hurtful. I don't even feel like being on here being emotional because of some old shit that he did that I forgave and got over. You know what I'm saying? So forget all that. But what I was basically saying is that Shakur should go there. You know what I'm saying? Shakur should choose somewhere else. He should, if anything, bypass Floyd and go straight to Al Heyman. If anything, if he wants to go somewhere in that direction.
What do you think about Shakur signing on with De La Hoya to make the fight happen? Do you think De La Hoya is a good fit for him and a good space for his career right now?
I don't know De La Hoya personally, but as a businessman, outside looking in, I think he favors the people of his culture, and I don't know how good of a fit that would be for a Shakur or for a huge African American star. I just got, you know, I can see the Munguias, I can see the Canelos, I can see the Andrew Ruizes, I can see the you know what I'm saying, I can see the Leo Santa Cruzes going over there, and you know, but I just don't, I just off the top of my brain, I just can't I can't remember a great relationship with with Oscar and an African American fighter. I just can't. You know what I'm saying? Or I mean, great, not no like decent, average, above average. I'm talking about like the elite, the creme de la creme. I just can't pull it, and I can't foresee it because you know, and also Oscar got a lot going on personally, but and you know, so you don't know who, you know, I don't know how he is as a man. So I like to push people towards people who I kind of can feel the man behind the company, and I can feel. I always felt that Al Heyman had all the fighters' best interests from our culture and other cultures. He isn't like, he just doesn't take care of the black community. He also reached out with arms wide open to welcome people in, and like from the Latino culture, and he took care of his fighters. He paid them more than what he was overpaying guys. And so I feel, you know, just from a personal standpoint, from the gauging energies from the person, is that's a place to consider for sure.
Okay. So basically, you feel like Oscar De La Hoya is not the perfect fit for him because he's not going to push the Afro-American fighter like he should.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying?
I can't. I'm not saying exactly that. I'm just saying I can't remember a time that he did, and I can't foresee a time that he will. You know what I'm saying? I just can't right now. But who knows? You know, I never met him as a person. He seemed cool. He was a great fighter. I heard great stories from Shane Mosley and everybody about Oscar. So
he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah. It seemed like it. It
But
seemed like it. I just don't have.
But you make a good point. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't, you know, uplifted any Afro-American fighters to the height of what he did with Mexican fighters. But then again, he's a Mexican star. You know what I'm saying? His passion
and it's easy. It's easier for him.
It's easier for him to communicate easier with the Latin people. And I understand. You know, I know Bernard Hopkins is his partner.
Right.
You know, what I always thought from the whole Golden Boy was that Oscar, you know, handles the Mexican fighters, Bernard handles the Afro-American fighters, and they come together and make big business happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, you know, this is my assumption from the outside looking in. I don't know what's really going on the inside. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I just say because he has the fighter, William Zepeda, you know, to me, skill pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's important to scan out who you be with, who you get in bed with, and do business with. But another thing is when you come into the table with the skills, when you come into the table with the skills like Shakur has, you shouldn't worry about these kind of fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like guy like, you know, a Zepeda or anybody. You know what I'm saying? If you coming into the fight with your skills and you believe in your ability 150%, then you can go with anybody. That's what I believe. You can go with anybody and make anything happen. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if I'm smashing shit, my promoter has no other choice but to push me. If not, fold your whole company up and get up out of boxing. You know what I'm saying? So,
but the thing we have to keep in mind too is that the intent behind a promoter, you know, because especially with the ones that used to be fighters like Floyd or Oscar, like they have sometimes they put their personal feelings into the business. And so if a person really don't want someone to surpass their legacy, that's something you got to be mindful of when signing to them, because they might put you into fights for reasons that benefit them, their personal feelings, their personal legacy, and that's something you just don't want to play around with.
And to me, because you want to me, that's bullshit. Because GC, you've been with me a long time. You know me. And you know, I love to win. So no matter what I'm doing, I want to win. And when I was a boxer, I did what I had to do to make sure that my career was winning. You know what I'm saying? And I came back and I lost, but I came back and I made sure that I win. And I got back on the top. As a promoter, your job is to have the biggest and the best fighters, create the biggest opportunities, make the most money, and make sure your guys go to the top. So I don't see why a promoter would sign somebody or get in bed with somebody to do work with somebody to bring them down. That's a waste of time.
Right.
To me, it's a waste of time. I'm like, bro, I started my company and my business to succeed and be well and be great. So anybody that I'm looking to get in bed with in a business relationship with, I'm looking to take them to the fucking top. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking to stop them, hinder them, make them go to only here. I'm looking to go boom. Skyrocket.
Everybody don't got your heart or my heart though. Some people out here got some devilish wicked hearts. Like majority of it, like 90% wicked, 10% good. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that 10% is just showing face to people. Like some people out here really wicked inside. And I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying this goes to anybody, but so the way you feel ain't the way that everybody feel, and the way I feel ain't the way that everybody feels. Some promoters out here fucked up. Some managers out here fucked up. And sometimes they even lose money to gain feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Man, this is kind of crazy because even as a promoter, the more your fighter does great, that's your record. That's your record as a promoter. So now you went from being a competitor to have a record, undefeated, all that. Now you got a promoter's record. What is your record in promotion? You know what I'm saying? Who are you? What did you do? How far you took fighters? It's our responsibility to take our fighters to the top. Why? We signed up for this job. We signed up to be a promoter. We signed up to be a manager. We signed up to take on a company.
And
you know
Zan,
what I'm saying?
what about the promoters who don't sign the best fighters? What about the promoters who have the best fighters right there? Please sign me, and they'll sign somebody else that's way less than that person, way less than the people that's in line. Now that exposes the promoter. That exposes the promoter right there that there's not. What are your intentions? What are your true intentions? Do you really care about your promoter record? Do you really care about your promoter record?
But two things I say that go with that: ignorancy, knowing boxing, and then finance. A lot of times, a lot of promoters that are starting out, they don't have the finance to get certain fighters and can take them to a certain level and a certain height in boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But we talk about big promoters though. We talk about the promoters that got the money, they got the funding.
Okay. Well, then it's ignorancy. That's what it's called.
It could be ignorancy, or it could be intentional too, Zed.
Or jealousy or ignorancy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a thin line with the same word. You know what I'm saying? It's a thin line. You know what I mean? So, I mean, listen, man. It's sad that we have situations like this in boxing where you have a person to take on a job as a promoter. When you take on a job as a promoter, your job is to take your company and your fighters and your situation to the top by hook or crook. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's not about I came this far. I don't want to ever see anybody go higher than this. No, I came this far and this is what I did. Now I want my company and my other fight that I raised to go fucking here. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's what life is about. Life is about creating more history, bigger and better. Look at LeBron and his son. LeBron had some outstanding career, bro. To go in there, all those accomplishments, those numbers. Now look at his son. His son turned around and coming on and looks to be like he might break the records that LeBron put up. You know what I'm saying? That's what life is about. Life is about bigger and better. Every generation get bigger and better. I know it's gonna be somebody to come on and break the Zab Judah records and become bigger than 6 times. You know, I'm looking forward to that. That's what
Yeah,
great
that's
people
you.
do.
That's you,
We look
Zab.
forward to
That's you.
that.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
you.
what I'm
That's me
saying?
too. That's you and me too. But everybody don't think like this. Some people messed up, man. Some people messed up, man.
I mean,
Big
And the
fact.
people,
listen, man. I hope that the brother seeks help and he get it done. You know what I'm saying? I've been knowing Floyd since we was young, and you know,
and I
Floyd is
wasn't talking
Floyd.
about Floyd this whole time. That we just been talking.
I know we
But
just talking
you know what I'm saying?
about people, but like I said, I'm speaking about Floyd.
Right.
I've been knowing Floyd for a long time, and you know what I'm saying. He, there's, he. If you knew Floyd from back then, you kind of could see where he's at today. You kind of seen it. You seen it coming. You know what I'm saying? He was always a hard worker. Always wanted to be the greatest. Always wanted to be number one. Never was a person to take number two. You know, and that should everybody in their life should be the same way. But he was more egotistically, no, I got it. You know what I'm saying? So, I've always noticed about him. And to me, that's a great ability. That's a great ability. There's nothing wrong with anybody wanting to be the best and the biggest and the greatest. There's nothing wrong with that. But like, I think, what just makes me uncomfortable with him is just hearing stories about, him excelling so high in life and not accommodating, the people that ran with him. You know what I'm saying? That's like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, one thing about me, GT, you know me, I'm from the streets, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't feed, and we got rules out here, you don't feed the wolves gonna eat you. You know what I'm saying? And that's just
And
that's just
in one way or another. In one way or
yeah,
another,
one way
man.
or another, they're gonna eat you. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, man, it is what it is.
Hey, Zeb,
Mills, where you at?
somebody just asked, they said why I'm not training Floyd no more. I posted it when it happened. It was about a year ago after our last exhibition. He likes to brag about like making $2 million for the press conferences and how much money he's making for the exhibition. And he cut me a check after the fight for $30,000. Traveling all over the world.